On June 6, 1944, the horizon was filled with the ominous sight of thousands of ships, all heading toward the coast of Normandy. The air was thick with anticipation and fear as our unit, part of the German defenses, watched the Allied invasion force approach. We had heard rumors of a possible invasion, but the scale of what we were witnessing was beyond anything we could have imagined. The sea itself seemed to be alive with movement, a massive, unstoppable force heading straight for us. The first explosions began before the ships even reached the shore. Allied bombers had been targeting our positions for hours, turning the once peaceful beaches into a hellscape of craters and debris. Our bunkers shook under the relentless assault, and the ground trembled as the shells rained down. We knew the invasion had begun, and there was no turning back. Our orders were clear: hold the line at all costs. The first wave of landing craft hit the beach, and chaos erupted. Machine guns roared to life, their barrels glowing red-hot as we poured fire into the approaching enemy. But the Allies kept coming, wave after wave, their sheer numbers overwhelming our defenses. The sound of gunfire, explosions, and the cries of the wounded filled the air, a deafening symphony of war. We were entrenched in our positions, firing at anything that moved. The beach was a scene of utter devastation, bodies strewn across the sand, the water stained red with blood. The Allies were relentless, pushing forward despite the withering fire we unleashed upon them. I could see the determination in their eyes, even from a distance. They were here to win, and they wouldn't stop until they did. Hours passed, though it felt like an eternity. Our ammunition was running low, and the tide of the battle was turning against us. The Allied forces were getting closer, their tanks rolling off the landing craft and onto the beach. Our bunkers, once thought impregnable, were being targeted by their heavy guns. One by one, our positions were being overrun. I remember the moment when our bunker was hit. The world exploded around me, a blinding flash of light and sound. I was thrown to the ground, my ears ringing, the air thick with dust and smoke. When I regained my senses, I realized our bunker had been destroyed, and most of my comrades were either dead or wounded. The battle on the beach was lost, but the fight was far from over. We fell back to the next line of defenses, regrouping with what was left of our unit. The Allies were advancing, their numbers seemingly endless. We knew we couldn't hold them forever, but we were determined to make them pay for every inch of ground they took. As night fell, the fighting continued. The sky was lit up by the glow of burning vehicles and the flashes of gunfire. Exhaustion weighed heavily on all of us, but there was no time to rest. The Allies were relentless, and so were we. We fought with everything we had, knowing that this was the most important battle of the war, and possibly our lives. But deep down, we knew the truth. As I looked at the faces of my comrades, I could see the same realization in their eyes. The Allies were too strong, too numerous. The days of the Reich were numbered. Normandy was the beginning of the end, and we were standing on the edge of defeat. All we could do was fight on, hoping to survive just one more day in the midst of the chaos.